Testing, one, two, three. Still no sound. Testing, one, two, three. Testing, one, two, three. Okay, kejap eh.
For educators to exchange effective classroom practices, innovative pedagogical approaches, and successful teaching experiences that will further strengthen English language teaching across schools in Kuantan district. We sincerely hope that today's knowledge sharing session will inspire new ideas, encourage collaboration, and contribute towards improving people's learning outcomes. Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed with today's program, let us seek the Almighty's blessings upon this meaningful gathering. May I respectfully invite everyone to observe a moment of silence as we recite Sir Muhammad Hanif bin Abdul Hamid from SK Bukit Tongkol for the Doa recitation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Al-Fatihah. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki yaumiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghairil maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Amin. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Dear Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, we gather here today to express our deepest gratitude for your blessings, which allow us to be present at this English workshop. That is, webinar Perkongsian Amalan Terbaik dan Inovasi PdP Guru-Guru Bahasa Inggeris peringkat Daerah Kuantan Seri 1. Ya Allah, we humbly ask you to shower us with your guidance and wisdom. Bless our minds with clarity, open our hearts to absorb new knowledge, and grant us the confidence to master and communicate in the English language effectively. O Allah, bestow upon us physical and spiritual health, peace of mind, and the strength of spirit throughout this program. Bless our facilitators, teachers, and everyone involved in this workshop. May their effort in guiding us be rewarded with your endless grace. Ya Allah, make our country peaceful and prosperous, and bless us all our future endeavors. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzaban nar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Thank you, Sir Muhammad bin Abdul Hamid, for the Dua recitation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my pleasure to invite Madam Putri Azira binti Abdul Aziz, School Improvement Specialist Coaches Plus, Officer for English Language, District Education Office of Kuantan, to deliver the welcoming address. Madam Putri Azira has been instrumental in supporting English language teachers through instructional coaching, professional learning communities, continuous pedagogical improvement across schools in Kuantan district. Without further ado, Madam Putri Azira binti Abdulaziz, the virtual floor is yours.
Right, sorry. Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to everyone, both educators and students who are online with us today. So my name is Putri Azira binti Abdul Aziz, SIC Plus from PPD Kuantan. First and foremost, I would like to congratulate Mr. Yugen and also USTP Kuantan for this first online session to share with you the best practices of our young, new, aspiring teachers, Miss Aina and also Puan Aiza. As we know that innovations is part and parcel of teaching, and it is also it is very inspiring to see that these two teachers who are just entered teaching profession, they are very dedicated and also they are very creative in their teaching. And I wish that everyone out there who have creative ideas and innovation will come forward to share with us, to
Sorry to interrupt, madam.
and share insightful session with us in the future. I don't wish to say here.
Sorry,
But,
madam. Sorry to interrupt.
Wish everyone here to have a pleasant session with us. On behalf of PPD Kuantan, we are truly sorry for the technical features just now. So enjoy watching. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
To invite our distinguished presenter to deliver the keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite Miss Aina Balkis binti Abdullah from SMK Bukit Sagu, Kuantan. Today's webinar features innovation in reading strategy, scheming and scanning, KWIK. These innovative have successfully implemented strategies in their respective schools. We hope these presentations will provide practical ideas that can easily be adopted and implemented in your classrooms. Without further delay, let us begin with our first presentation.
Hello, assalamualaikum everyone. Okay, is everyone are able to hear me? If you are able to hear me loud and clear, can you please drop a thumbs up emoji maybe in the YouTube live chat so that I know that my voice is loud and clear and that I can start presenting. All right. Okay, so hopefully everything is okay. Oh no, someone said the sound system is so weak, can't hear clearly. Okay, don't worry, we will be working on that. Okay, we hope that the sound system will be up and running smoothly and everyone is able to hear. Okay, hello everyone. Okay, we have Cikgu Mustaqim from SK Kampung Belukau. Hi Cikgu. Okay, Assalamualaikum. Kama from SK Kampung Belukau. Hi Cikgu Kama. Greetings, Shakria, Shafi from SK Balik Mamu. Hi, Cikgu. Thank you for coming in on this beautiful evening. All right. Oh no, someone commented no sound. I see. All right. I think it's just buffering. All right. Okay, now for the proper introduction of myself. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon, or maybe it's the evening right now already. Okay, everyone. All right. And to fellow educators, teachers, and also students, if you are here, thank you so much for joining. All right. Now, let's move on to my next slide over here. All right. Okay. So today I would like to be presenting on um, a reading card game that could ignite students' desire to read. Now, this card game is called Quick. So, Quick is actually a play on word from the word quick, Quick, but I want to be a little bit extravagant and spelled it as Kwik. All right, so quick is it means moving fast or doing something in a short time. It is an important element of the game. So quick offers an engaging way to enhance your reading skills. So this is actually an innovation that come forward because of my passion for reading and also the sympathy I have when I found out that my students dislike reading. So naturally, as a teacher, I want them to also fall in love with reading. So before we move on, I'd like to show you, this is the card. Okay, so these are the physical card. The size is actually the same as Uno cards. All right, so this is just to give a clear example of how the cards look like. Okay, moving on. So how does this innovation come about? So this is the exact face that my students would make, okay, the long face when I tell them that we will be doing a reading activity. They turn sour, literally pouting. They yawn and they find no excitement in reading. So this is especially hard because students today, they no longer read as a form of enjoyment. They're not like us anymore. So not like how we used to be with our novels and blogs. At this age right now, they enjoy watching videos more than anything else. So we have TikToks and vlogs instead of blogs. All right. But still, reading is actually one of the 4 core skills in the mastery of English language. So it is a constant battle to make them find the desire to read again. All right. So these are the 2 main problems that I have with my students starting prior to making this innovation. They find the reading activity daunting and then they only read on a superficial level. Now, how do we turn, okay, this frown upside down? Okay, so the answer is by gamifying reading to better suit the students and creating an environment where they themselves want to read instead of being forced to read. So that's why we make it fun, because we don't want them to feel forced. I want them to naturally feel, oh, reading is actually fun. So this is our a main goal for this activity. How do we turn the sour face into this smiling face? Okay, when we design something, prior to designing something, we have to make sure that whatever that we design and whatever that we introduce to our students, it aligns with our DSKP. So the DSKP that is the area that we chose to focus is 3.1. All right, which is understand a variety of texts by using a range of appropriate reading strategies to construct meaning. And under 3.1, we have 3.1.5, which is to recognize with support typical features at word, sentence, text levels of a range of genres. And another one is that we have to recognize the support and the attitude or opinion of the writer in simple, longer texts. All right. The reading strategies at play here under 3.1 is actually skimming and scanning. Let's move on to our objectives. So this is what we hope to achieve: to match 10 text types of different genres to 3 categories. So which are text types, writer's opinion, and also writer's attitude. Now, allow me to show them to you in the form of cards. So this is writer's attitude. This is a pink card. All right. And then we have the blue card, which is writer's opinion. And then we have the brown card, which is text types. And the last one, we have the main card over here. The second objective is that we also want students to be able to play independently with the teacher only as a facilitator. Because we have to remember, nowadays, we don't want the class to be teacher center. We want the class to be student center. So this game is building the blocks for the students to move out of the lower proficiency, start with the lower levels, and as they improve that. Now let's talk about the making of quick. All right, so this is quite interesting because I am actually a novice teacher. It is my 4th year. Oh, saying 4th year doesn't really sound like I'm a novice teacher, but I do still feel like I'm a new teacher. It's my 4th year in SMK Bukit Sagu, and it is the first school which I am posted in. All right, so the making of quick. The first is the slow season. The slow season is when I'm still trying to getting to know my students, trying to do activities with them. And I noticed that every single time I try to sort of bring reading materials to them or tell them that today we're going to have a reading class, it's slow. They don't like it. They are pouting, they turn sour. They just don't really find any enjoyment in reading. And I don't know, maybe it's the text, maybe it's a long text, and sometimes they don't understand the meaning of the story. Like for us, of course reading is interesting because we understand, but for my students it's quite hard for them. All right, but that's okay. when something is negative or something starts as a slow season, it is actually an opportunity for us to make lemonades out of it. So I started experimenting. So during this time, I sort of give my students real authentic text, so meaning that if I want to show them an example of a newspaper news report, I would bring a newspaper to the class. If I want to show them a magazine, I would bring magazines. If I want to show them an article, I'd print out articles. If I want to show them excerpt from stories, I'd bring a book or recipes. Okay. But over time, I noticed that they are able to distinguish the different text types based on the design and the look of the text instead of the content of the text. So the reason why they know that it's a menu because there is a picture of a fried chicken on the menu. The reason why they know that this is an advertisement because there's a picture of a TV with the price tag on it. So they know that it's an advertisement. They know that it's a story because it comes from a storybook. But the moment I strip away the design and the moment I just show them a paragraph, something in them dimmed, and then suddenly they don't know the difference of a review versus a news report. So it's very alarming to me, and I can't let my students keep on depending on designs. I need them to be able to read a text and analyze it, like skimming and scanning and then finding out the true meaning of the text. All right, so after I'm done with the experimenting season, I arrived to a hint of hope. So this hint of hope is actually a quite funny story. One day, as I was walking in class, I saw a group of boys huddled together, all right, playing card games, poker cards. And poker cards are not allowed in school. And although I told them, I'm so sorry, but I have to confiscate your cards. You cannot be playing this. And they were like, oh no, teacher, please, we're having so much fun. And I just tell them, sorry, guys, I had to take it away from you. So I confiscate the card and I put it on my table. When I sit down and I saw the cards on my table, and I wonder, what is it about cards that made it so interesting for students? The look on their faces is priceless. It's so fun to see how much fun they're having playing cards. And I feel like instead of confiscate this card and leave them with nothing, why not I turn something that they hate into something that they like, which is to put reading in cards. So that was my hint of hope. After that, we started experimenting with A4 paper and the laminating machine because I don't have like a I don't have the materials yet to make like a card. So because this doesn't happen overnight, so my starting point was actually just laminating plain old A4 paper, and during this time I think I only picked out like 5 text types and matched them only to text types. Okay, when we first start doing the activity, my kids love it and they went crazy. They really love the fact that they can touch it, they can read it, they can share and read it together with their friends, and then they can also sort of have a competition among them. And I noticed that, oh, this thing is working. Maybe I can improve it. So that was my first hooray that eventually leads on to the final product. So the final product, I wanted to make it colorful and I added categories. So instead of just text type, I added writer's opinions and also um writer's attitude, because sometimes that is how our ideas work. We start with the problem, we find a solution, but sometimes the first solution isn't the best. So this is where we don't stop. We keep experimenting and trying and making new products. So the one that you see in the picture is actually the second prototype, and this one is the final prototype. So this one, the paper is I had it professionally printed, and it literally feels like an Uno card. All right, so let's move on to the next one. All right. Like any other innovation in this world, any other innovation, okay, there will be issues. There will be issues. And for my game over here, the issues that we encountered is the need for speed, which is so funny because the students' drive for competitiveness actually overcame the need to answer it correctly, kids. So this is like a bump in my in my road with them, but it's okay. Let's take a look at the video here. Letak je nanti salah ni. Oh, okay. Okay, super kid. What else? Satu minit. Okay, so I'm not sure if you can hear the audio from the video, but what my students were saying was, letak je. And I had to cut them in the middle of the game and say, no, you cannot letak je. You have to answer correctly. Okay, so during that time, I understand that not everything should be a competition. I should take a chill pill, maybe remove the timer for a while, and let them just sit with the questions for a while before turning it into a competition. So I'm very thankful that this issue and that this bump is was able to be overcome easily. So I just changed the game style of this so Oh, belum lagi. Invoked some sort of ideas from many of you here. Maybe you can invoked some sort of ideas from many of you here. Maybe you can try making your own version of your card game. All right, so now let's move on to the first one, which is the main set. So the main set is actually purple in color. So there are 10 in total. And each card, there are no designs on it. There are only text. Okay, so these are the main the main text, sorry. Now, these types of text, I actually got it from the DSKP, which is the text type suggestions that is aligned with our DSKP. So, if you are interested to do something similar, do pay a visit to our DSKP and create something from what is suggested. I think it has article or also biography. All right, so the next category is opinion. So now we're going up a level. So this is a little bit harder. Okay, so for opinions, now the students have to read carefully instead of just reading, instead of just scanning, okay, and skimming, they have to read quite carefully. Okay, so for opinions, the words is actually not longer now. So for example, Super Kids adventures are thrilling and action packed. Graduation is a time for celebration and planning for the future. Now, instead of just reading for gist, they now have to read carefully. And then the next one, okay, so this is the hardest category, which is the writer's attitude. So in the writer's attitude, upon reading the main text, the students have to decide and analyze whether the text has a positive and encouraging attitude, or does it have a friendly and optimistic attitude, or does it have a reflective and positive attitude. So this is hard for the students because the answers is not in the text. The answers is actually in between the lines. So the students don't just need to read, they have to read, understand, and feel the text. So that is why writer's attitude is the third category and also quite hard. So for the students to have a little bit more of a challenge. Now let's move on to the game guide. So the game guide is it's actually up to you because when you I think that's what I like about a card game, because it is solely up to you how you would want to play out the game. Whether you want the students to play individually, whether you want them to sit in a group, or whether you want to just play with the whole entire class. You can do that. And let's try with everyone here today. All right, so now we have the main quick card here in the purple one. Now, after reading it, don't take too long to read it, okay? Just scan it. Now, I need you to decide whether this is a biography or is this a news report. All right, let's read together. Marie Curie was a brilliant scientist who made significant contributions to the field of physics. Now, I think just by reading the first sentence, that is definitely not a news report, right? Because a news report usually would have a date and location. But this one started with a person. So I'm going to take a guess, and the answer is actually biography. Okay, congratulations everyone who did it with me. Now let's move on to the second category, which is writer's opinion. So, Marie Curie was a brilliant scientist who made significant contribution to the field of physics. Okay, born in Poland, moved to France, pursued her studies despite many challenges. She became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. Her work on radioactivity not only earned her fame, but also paved the way for future research. All right, so now let's look at the selection for opinions. All right, we have the opinions here. Marie Curie's achievement were groundbreaking and inspirational because as you read the main text, it is talking about her achievements. And the last one would be to decide the writer's attitude. So here we have persuasive and enthusiastic. So there's nothing really persuasive or enthusiastic in this text because it's not really selling anything, right? But if we were to read it again and understand the main component of the story of the text, we know that the writer's attitude is actually respectful and admiring because Marie Curie is an amazing person. She is a brilliant scientist, so respectful and admiring. Now, let's have a look at two videos of how I tried playing this game with my students. Okay, so in this part of
So this is the first
video,
round. Okay, so this is
okay,
the
I have
main
one
quick
student
card. Now,
pick up the
Hannah,
main
draw
card.
one from the main set.
Will read it, and then they will choose the category. Now, this is the second way to play it, where you fan out the cards, have the kids choose which one, and have them try to
Come on, Kyrie.
choose all of the matching cards. So this is what I call a card soup, and the students love it. They go crazy for it. But sometimes we have to make sure that they are trying to answer correctly instead of just trying to just get it done. So this is another example of the card soup. I just mix all of the cards, all of the categories together and have them search for it. And this time I do it with a timer. So the students are all racking their brain trying to read and match. It's a fun scene to see. Quick is also suitable for you to include in your class-based assessment. So this is because, like I said, it has levels to it, right? So when students are able to read one online article and one advertisement in a group, they are actually already achieve performance level 2 and performance level 3 when they are able to highlight two abilities for the reading skills. So what happened in class right now is that students, they do read, but they are unable to do a deep dive on whatever that they are reading. So that's why our student is stuck on the descriptors for band 2 and also band 3. So what we want them to achieve over time with quick, because we have levels to it, right? What we want the students to achieve is that to go from band 2 and band 3 to band 4 and band 5. So this is the change that we want to see with our students. You don't have to play this game in all its levels in one single day. You can do it in the span of a month, in the span of 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe start today with the easy level, level one, and then move on to level two, and the next one is level three. So by the end of this activity, if your students are able to match um, writer's attitude perfectly with the main text, it means that they are able to use the text to understand the text deeply, and they are supposed to able to justify why they choose that attitude. Means that your students now have reached band 4 and band 5. All right. Now let's move on to the quick outcomes. All right. So the quick outcome is when the students are able to match 10 text types to their respective categories by using the reading strategies of skimming and scanning. And the next one is that students are able to play independently with the teacher as a facilitator. So I have a visual here I would like to show. So it started like this. So the teacher is close by, watching over the students, explaining the game, explaining maybe some of the words that the students don't understand. But over time, when the students start playing over and over with their friends, the teacher or me or all of you here who is interested in this game can move a little bit further and give them more space to play independently. And this is the final outcome when students are able to be autonomous learner, they are able to play and learn independently, and the teacher is there only as a facilitator to facilitate the activity together. All right, so I would like to talk about some of the impact and recognition from this innovation. So we were able to join with Yayasan Amir, and then we were able to put forward 21st century student-centered learning. And some of the impact and recognition that we receive is that students are able to do well in their exams as a result of playing with this game. This is actually some of the achievements that I have achieved with Quick. So I got first place for Anugerah Guru Inovatif peringkat PPD Kuantan, and I was super grateful for that opportunity, for that chance to be able to receive coaching from PPD Kuantan and also from JPN Pahang. And I got Anugerah Emas for Anugerah Guru Inovatif peringkat JPN Pahang for kategori menengah individu, and also the best presenter for Anugerah Guru Inovatif Negeri Pahang tahun 2025. And these are all the opportunities that comes with it, and I'm so grateful for it. And I really hope that the teachers here today watching this are also inspired, because I hope that I'm able to share this small innovation as best as I could with everyone. Okay, these are some of the pre and post tests of when I was running this activity. So starting, there's a lot of low marks when before we start playing this, and then after that a lot of students are able to hit most of the objective, which is objective 1, objective 2, and objective 3, that allows them to get band 4, band 5, and also band 4 and band 5. And the cost to make Quick is actually very minimal. If you don't really need for it to be professionally printed. You can just use a normal paper and laminate them so that they could be used over and over again. And the marketing potential of this game is also huge because it's easy to do and it's also very cost friendly. All right, so that is the end of my presentation. And if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask in the group chat or in the YouTube live chat. I will look over them and I would reply maybe after this. All right. So I really hope that whatever it is that I'm sharing could spark some fire in you in order to keep innovation and keep reading fun for our students. So that is all from me. Thank you so much, everyone, for your valuable time to listen to me this afternoon and this for today. All right. So thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much, Miss Aina Balkis binti Abdullah from SMK Bukit Sagu, Kuantan, for your insightful and inspiring keynote address. Your words have reminded us that meaningful innovation, collaboration, and continuous professional learning remain essential in preparing our pupils for future challenges. We sincerely appreciate your continuous support and encouragement towards empowering English language educators across Pahang. Thank you once again, Madam. Ladies and gentlemen, let us now come to our second and final presentation of today's webinar. It is my great pleasure to introduce our next presenter, Madam Nur Zaliza binti Musa, an experienced English language teacher from SMK Bukit Go, Kuantan. Madam Nur Zaliza is passionate about creating engaging and learning-centered classroom experiences that motivate pupils to actively participate in the learning process. This evening, she'll be sharing two innovative teaching strategies that have been successfully implemented in her classroom, namely fun learning vocabulary and working dictionary. These innovative approaches are designed to make vocabulary acquisition more meaningful, interactive, and enjoyable while promoting active learning, collaboration, and greater learner engagement. I believe that today's presentation will provide valuable insights and practical ideas that all of us can adapt and implement in our own teaching context. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm virtual welcome to Madam Nur Zaliza bin Musa.
All right. Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the organizer of this sharing program, SK Bukit Stongkol and PPD, especially Mr. Yugan for inviting me here. I am Norzaliza Musa from SMK Bukit Go. So since today is our last working day, I'm sure many of us have. So I will keep this short and sweet. All right. I am here to share my simple yet impactful innovation for my student. I have to say it again, for my students. Okay, I hope it would well for your students too. Hold on, it's not working. How do I move this slide? All right, I will start my sharing with the quote, which is every innovation begins with a classroom problem. So here is my story. As an English teacher in a rural federal school, I noticed that many students believe English writing was difficult. Whenever I gave them a writing task, they would immediately ask, "Teacher, what should I write? Teacher, what word should I use? Teacher, how to do this? How to do that?" So actually, they lack vocabulary, forgot the writing structure, and depended heavily on the teacher. Most importantly, they had lost confidence before they even started writing. All right, this is actually the scenario happened in my school. Now let's look deeper to the problem. All right, while teaching writing, I noticed that many students struggle to complete an email or review writing task. Even though they have learned the email format since primary school, students still forgot. These are the element that they always share with me. So they have problem with the writing structure. They took a long time to complete the task. They lack confidence to write independently. They had limited vocabulary and they frequently ask the teacher for help. This situation was more obvious because I teach in a rural federal school where many students are at the basic and intermediate proficiency level. Mostly they are at the weak class. So as a result, many students believe that English writing was difficult and some even gave up before completing the task. From my experience, many students, let's take a look on the outline. I would like to share this with you. This is the scenario. The student view English as difficult things to do. Most of the teachers have packed timetable, and the core issues like all the major challenges are about the confidence, vocabulary. Next, for the solutions, I have came up with the idea of making a replicate teacher. I will discuss or share about this in the next slides. And last part is the impact, actually taken from the Kajian Tindakan and the PKBIS program in the year 2025. From the problem, I have came up with the solution, which is I plan to make a replicate teacher for the students since they always want us to be there at all times. So they have to create something like, how do I say that? They have to come up with two tools. The first one is a giant box and second one is mini box. Okay, they call it the working dictionary, but I call it the learning buddies. Okay, let's first look at the features. The first one, giant box, look at the size. It is a big size, as big as me. Whereas another one, mini box, is a mini size. Okay, and then the giant box is made from recycled materials. Same goes to the mini box. The giant box is placed at the back of the classroom. It is portable with wheels created by students. Students can pull it to their tables or walk to it whenever they need support. And mini box is also portable, also created by students, and using during the group discussions. So why should I have two boxes? The answer is, since one teacher cannot be everywhere at the same time, I created two levels of supports. For the first one, mini working dictionary. It is a portable reference tool that supports students during collaborative learning, suitable and easy access for small group. This one is placed on the student desk. So during the group work, they can easily use it and refer to the mini working dictionary. Whereas the giant working dictionary is part of the gallery box, a complete writing support station that provides resources for the whole class. This giant box has wheels, allowing students to move it around the classroom or visit it whenever they help. So actually, we can say that the giant working dictionary is a one-stop writing station. We can say that the giant working dictionary is a one-stop writing station. Let me show you some of the videos. This one is mini box, or I call it learning buddy. This one is used for the student to write a review writing form 4. So they have vocabulary bank to help them in writing. All right, second video. Everyone. Oh, sorry, it's a short video actually. So they came up with their own style of boxes. All right, moving on to the next slide. As you can see in the screen, picture A is my expectation, whereas picture B is what I got. It's okay lah kan? To me, as long as the student created it, as long as it matches the student-centered approach, I am more than happy. So this working dictionary contains writing structures, useful phrases, topic vocabulary, cohesive devices and transition linkers, sample or model essay for students. Remember when I said earlier, the students have difficulties in remembering the structure of essay writing. So with that, I came up with another innovation, which is the mnemonic technique. This thing also need to be pasted on the box or working dictionary. So this one, LASFR, is to help them to write a review writing about something like a cafe review or restaurant review. Okay, they have to remember the mnemonic like lovely apple shine from root. So this really helped because my students, they love to remember a storyline compared to remember the notes in a traditional way. So as you can see in the screen, L for location, A stand for atmosphere, S for service, F for food and beverages, and last one, root for the recommendation. So whenever they get the question, they can write straight away, just following the mnemonic technique here. At the same time, they have their own working dictionary on the desk to help them in the vocabulary. This one for email writing. Even though they have learned to write email from since primary, but they still have problem in remembering the structure of writing email. So I came up with this mnemonics. This one actually for the weeks class. They love it very much because they love these two monster and they love the storyline. So the story is, Tom and Subu get orange and cook soup. They love it because tak ada orang buat soup dengan orange kan. So they remember this story and they can write the email. So this one for the week class because I'll start with the two. Tom is two, Subu is subject. So very close. So they can easily remember that. Okay, this one for the week class. For the week class. And this one for the intermediate class. I have another mnemonic with a storyline also, which is Gorilla opens red envelope slowly. This one I skip the part of to and subject. So you start with G for greeting, O for opening line, R they have to respond to the task or respond to the question, and then E ending line, S for the sign off. So they remember Gorilla opens red envelope slowly, they can write an email. Here are the writing, the students' writing. This one, they are using mnemonic of the gods. As you can see, TSD. Okay, at least now they can write better. This one for the review, using the LASFR mnemonic. And last one, this one actually taken from my primary students. This is the latest, I think if I'm not mistaken, peperiksaan pertengahan tahun. So this student scored 13 over 15 for the part 7 if I'm not mistaken. Which is good lah for the first start kan. Chorus ni nampak kat sini dia tulis GOR. I add H this one untuk hope. So untuk primary school I ask them to write hopes to make longer sentences, longer essay. Alright, so how does actually learning buddy work? So as you can see from the screen, before the student often followed this process, teacher, student, and then the writing part. So they waited for teacher's guidance. Now the teacher's role changed from the only sources of answer to a facilitator who guides learning process. So happier now, more happier. The teacher is more happier now. Okay, here are the steps. Students use the learning, read and understand, identify the writing, record the suitable mnemonic because there are a lot of mnemonics, and then choose the vocabulary, refer to the model writing and write it independently. Okay, now as for the impact, allow me to share the outcome of my kajian tindakan and PKBIS program, which was conducted in the year 2025. All right, the effectiveness of working dictionary was supported through my classroom action research. As you can see, similar to the previous observation, we observed the students produce limited sentences, lack vocabulary confidence, struggle with organization, and lastly, frequently depended on teacher's assistance. After the 8 weeks of intervention, students showed improvement in writing confidence, understanding of writing structure, use of cohesive devices, and improve or enhance in writing speed and completion time. At least now, they can write. At least they write 2 to 3 sentences. At least they are able to write. For me, I am more than happier compared to before. Okay, in this slide, we talk about how can learning buddy benefit others. For the first one, for the students, learning buddy helps students become more independent learners, more confident writers, more motivated learners. And for the teachers, learning buddy really helps the teacher to reduce repeated explanation, meaning to say the teachers don't have to repeat the same, the same teacher don't have to repeat the instruction, the process, the structure of email, the use of cohesive devices many times, right? You can reduce that. And the teacher from there, teacher can focus more on the feedback and the guidance. Last but not least, benefit for the school, learning buddy is affordable and it is low cost. At the same time, it supports the Go Green project. Second, it is easy to implement. Just use box and with whatever the student have with them. They are free to develop or build their own learning buddy with own preferences or their own team. Next, it's suitable for different contexts, meaning to say it is replicable. Okay, it can be changed to another topic or another subject. It is replicable. So for the conclusion, I believe every student deserves support, even when the teacher cannot be beside them. Through the working dictionary, learning continues independently because every student has a learning buddy by their side now. Finally, every student learns differently and every teacher teaches differently. I would like to say that this approach may work well in my student, but it may not suit every classroom. I hope the sharing has provided some useful ideas that can be adapted to suit your classroom. Thank you. I think that's all from me. Right, the school call it the working dictionary because it walks around the classroom. However, I call it the learning buddy because it works together with them throughout their writing journey. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Madam Norzaliza binti Musa, for such an inspiring and insightful presentation. Your sharing on fun learning vocabulary and walking dictionary has clearly demonstrated on how innovative, engaging, and learner-centered teaching strategies can transform vocabulary learning into an enjoyable and meaningful experience. Activities, creative approaches, and classroom applications that you have shared today will undoubtedly inspire English language teachers to explore new ways of enhancing vocabulary instruction and increasing pupils' participation and confidence in learning English. On behalf of the organizing committee and all the participants, I would like to express our sincere appreciation for your willingness to share your expertise, experience, and the best practices with us. Once again, thank you, Madam Norzaliza, for your valuable contribution to today's webinar. We wish you continued success in your teaching profession and look forward to seeing you more of your innovative work in future. Having listened to inspiring addresses, it is our hope that the input received will all continue to encourage sharing sessions, amazing teaching in schools. Today's webinar features two innovative classroom practices developed by experienced English language teachers who have successfully implemented these strategies in their respective schools. We hope this presentation will provide practical ideas that can easily be adapted and implemented in your classrooms. Finally, before we end our webinar, I would like to invite Madam Jalila binti Saleh, Ketua Penolong Pengarakanan Bahasa from Sektor Pembelajaran Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Pahang to say a few words.
All right. Wait. Let me check again. Okay, can you hear me, everyone? All right. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Yugen. And also thank you very much, Madam Putri, for initiating and for taking the effort to come up with the webinar this afternoon. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good afternoon to everyone. Congratulations and thank you very, very much to Cikgu Aina Balkis and also Cikgu Nozaliza for the sharing of best practices today. Okay, as we conclude the so-called our PLC, Professional Learning Community Session this afternoon, I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to everyone, to all teachers who spent time today for your active participation and also for your thoughtful contribution. Now, I hope that the sharing of these two best practices today has in a way highlighted the collective expertise, dedication, and also commitment. And hopefully that this will help us in the future to come up with this kind of synergy among the schools, teachers in school, the PPD, and also the JPN, all right? Okay, now it is very good that our two teachers today, especially the first presenter, Cikgu Aina, you shared about enhancing reading proficiency among students in the classroom. And we all know that it is not easy for us to instill this learning, these reading habits among our students, especially when it comes to English. All right, and we have to know that enhancing reading proficiency is actually a shared responsibility, a shared mission among teachers, school admin, the other teachers as well, among parents, and these need collaboration, consistency, and also a steadfast focus on our learners' need. We need to know what are the problems that our students are facing, and we also need to know what are their needs in order for us to help them with their reading skills. So the ideas and strategies exchanged today by the two speakers, by the two teachers, in a way, remind us that if we work together as a team, all right, we strengthen not only our professional practice, but we also provide opportunities for other students, for other teachers, and also for all the students to practice and to succeed. Okay. Now, it is very important, teachers, as we return to our respective classroom. When we are in our own classroom, we need to continue to reflect. We need to innovate, okay, and support one another in our efforts. So whatever that you receive today, whatever new input that our two speakers shared with us today, you can always use them. Okay, you have to, of course, you have to improvise, adopt, and adapt in order that for these two practice that they shared can be used, all right, in your own classroom, and will bring impact to your students. Okay, so teachers, we really hope that the discussion, the sharing that we have today will inspire all of us to transform our shared knowledge into meaningful action. Okay, because what is important is that what is happening in our classrooms. Okay, and we hope that this knowledge will turn into meaningful action. Okay, that will give impact, ensuring that every pupils, every learner is empowered to become a confident, capable, lifelong English language learner. Because we know that there is no full stop towards learning, and to our students, this language learning will continue even though when they go for tertiary education. So thank you, teachers. Thank you once again for your contribution and your unwavering dedication to educational excellence. I'm sure that all the teachers, all the English teachers in Pahang, you've done your job well. Okay, looking at the performance that we had in our SPM examination years back, especially in 2025. And we do hope that we can continue with this performance. So I wish everyone to continue working very hard. We work together so that we can achieve whatever vision, whatever target that you have, the school, PPD, and also JPN. And most importantly, whatever that we are doing now, whatever that we are doing in our classroom will definitely benefit our students. Okay, so I think that's all. Thank you, everyone. Have a pleasant weekend. All right, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wow.